8th graders, welcome back to Angle Relationships. So we're going to be talking about different angles and how they're related. There's some good vocab in today's lesson, so make sure you're ready to write some of it down. We're going to identify and use special pairs of angles and identify perpendicular lines. All right, two angles that lie in the same plane, have a common vertex and a side, are called adjacent angles. Basically what that means is two angles that are connected to each other, okay? So in this picture, 1 and 2 are adjacent, and 2 and 3 are adjacent, and 3 and 4 are adjacent, and 4 and 1. They share a common side. They share a common side. Those are called adjacent angles. Two angles are vertical if their sides form two pairs of opposite rays. So 1 and 3 are vertical because their angles form opposite rays. These two are opposite rays, these two are opposite rays, 1 and 3 are vertical. 4 and 2 are also vertical angles. Linear pair. So think of linear from last year. Linear means straight line. All right, these are two angles that when they're formed together, form a straight line. So 1 and 4 are also considered a linear pair because this is a straight line. 1 and 2 are also a linear pair because this is a straight line. So linear pairs, their non-common sides are opposite rays. In other words, they form a straight line. Hey, I had purple and now it switched to blue. Why is it doing that? Purple. All right, here we go. I don't know how to get rid of that. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to pretend. Next. Oh, it's still there. All right, so here are some angle pair relationships. Angle pair relationships. Vertical angles are congruent. So angle ABC and angle DBE are congruent. We know that. Vertical angles are congruent. Measurement of ABD and the measurement of CBE are the same. It's hard to see in the video, but what we have here is not a circle, but rather it's one line, and then two lines and two lines. That's what those mean. Again, signifying that those with a double line are congruent and those with a single line are congruent. Complementary angles. They have a sum of 90 degrees. They can be adjacent, as in this picture, or not. But as long complementary angles are 90 degrees. Likewise, supplementary angles equal 180 degrees. They could be a linear pair, taking our vocab from last slide. They can form a straight line, be adjacent or not, okay? And then here it comes, the angles in a linear pair are supplementary. Some vocab, I'd pause the video, get it written down, and then unpause the video. So we're gonna put this to use. What we know when we're dealing with pictures in geometry is we can never say looks like. Okay, so what I mean by that is more like right angles and so on. So when we look at this, these are two intersecting lines, and we can say that angle AED and angle CEB, they're vertical angles, so they're congruent. So we can say that their measurements, so we can say they're congruent. Oh, now it's gonna go back to blue. All right, are congruent. They're congruent, so their measurements are equal. We also can say that AEC and
Courtney Kruger to the main office. Courtney Kruger.
that DEB are also vertical angles, so these would be congruent. When we do that, I have an X and a Y and I have an X and a Y. I could solve a system. There is a more efficient way, because with one other piece of information that we got, we know that when they form a linear pair, that their sum is 180. So I can say the measurement of angle AED is equal to the measurement of angle DEB. So I know that vertical angles are congruent. That doesn't help me very well solve for X and Y. It creates more work if I want to do a system, but I wouldn't do a system in this case. I would look for these two are adjacent. We know that they're a linear pair, so their sum is 180. Did you catch my mistake? Oh, goodness. I think this will be my last video for today. That they need to equal 180. Whew. Okay, so they need to equal 180. So 3x plus 5 plus x plus 15 is equal to 180. And this gives me an equation to solve. 4x plus 20 is 180. 4x is 160. So x is 40. We want to find x and y. I have x. X is 40. Now I need to use that to help me solve for y. Or I could say that these two are equal to 180. That's a strategy. I could say that these two are congruent and put 40 in for x. That would work. I could say these two are congruent and put 40 in for x. It really comes down to what works best for you. I'm going to build off of this one right here. So the measurement of angle AED is equal to the measurement of angle CEB. So AED is 3 times 40, because that's what my x is, plus 5 is equal to 4y minus 15. And now I have an equation that I can solve out. So 3 times 4, so we got 120 plus 15 is 135, equals 4y minus 15. So I actually end up with 150 equals 4y. I'm going to pull this up to here. So 150 equals 4y. So y is equal to 3, 12, 30. 4 goes into 38.5. Let me see if this makes sense. So 3 times 40. So let me check it with I want to check with the other vertical angles to see if I'm right. Is 38.5 plus 20 the same as 40 plus 15? That's not. So let's see what I did incorrect. 3 times, okay, so 3x plus 5 plus x plus 15, 4x plus, yes, okay. So then 3 times 40, you're probably at home like, Miss Chopper, we got it. We know where the mistake is. 3 times, oh, this isn't distributing. That's my mistake. Okay, whoo. Again, you were probably sitting at home like, we got this, Miss Chopper. All right, I think it's good for you to see a mistake of mine. So I am not going to redo this video because it's important to see that we all make mistakes. So 3 times 40 is 120. So this should be 125 equals 4y. So then 135, 140 equals 4y. So then y equals 3 times 4 is 12, is 25. So equals 25. There we go. That's solving for x and y. That's solving for x and y. Thanks for hanging with me and being patient on that. That's important that we stick with it, we're persistent, we check our work. Perpendicular lines, again, you can't use looks like. We have to just go with it, with what it says. Here it tells us that line segment KO, it's hard to see the arrows on here, all right, that they are perpendicular. So KO and HM, KO, so this is a right angle, this is a right angle, okay? So we need to find X and Y. So we know with this angle, that 3y plus 6 is 90. So 3y is 84. So y is equal to 26. And then with the x's, we know that this, let's see here, where are we? This is also a right angle. And so we can say that 3x plus 6 plus 9x is 90. 12x plus 6 is 90. 12x is 84, so x is 7. Again, we're not relying on looks like, we're actually getting what it is. So this last page gives you things that you can assume and things that you cannot assume from this picture. I would take some time to read through that, make sure you understand it. Now here's the thing, 8th graders, all right? We're doing geometry. You have to study different. Okay, I shouldn't have said it that way. I shouldn't say you have to. Students who are successful make adjustments to how they prepare and how they do their work, moving from algebra advanced to honors geometry. There is going to require on your part to be successful more time practicing, conversing, asking questions. We are going to have a number of definitions, postulates, theorems that you're going to have to remember. And it's going to be different than anything you've ever done before. So allow yourself grace, allow yourself patience, allow yourself time to review. Please reach out to somebody else and ask them to quiz you. It's a very good idea. I know you probably haven't had to use someone else to quiz you, but every one of us gets there some point, all right? When I was in college, I had to hire a tutor because I could not get my butt through Spanish. It was so hard for me, all right? So if you need to, your parents, your siblings, a friend, I was gonna say coworker, a peer, reach out to them and say, hey, can you quiz me on my terminology? That's gonna be really helpful. Reaching out for help and saying, you know what, I'm doing learning, I need to figure this out, I need some help reviewing, this is gonna help you out. All right? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Have a good day.